Berkshire Hathaway held its annual meeting on May 6th in Omaha, Nebraska. Also known as the Woodstock for capitalists, the event drew a packed house this year in contrast to the lower attendance of last year. CEO Warren Buffett and Vice Chairman Charlie Munger answered questions from shareholders for over 5 hours, joined by Abel and Ajit Jain in the first part of the meeting. The meeting covered topics such as regional banking troubles, value investing, doubts around artificial intelligence hype, along with offering investment advice. Whether you're a fan of Berkshire Hathaway, a follower of Warren Buffett's principles, or simply eager to enhance your investment knowledge, you don't want to miss this recap from the Berkshire Hathaway Annual Meeting 2023. Stay until the end to hear the surprising insights we've uncovered. Let's dive in. 1. Discussion of earnings and overall financials. The meeting started with Buffett reviewing first quarter earnings.
Earnings and a couple small slides that explain what we're all about, and then we're going to get to the Q&A. And the slide is up behind me. Yeah, there it is. We reported in the first quarter operating earnings a little over $8 billion.
He provided the closest thing to earnings guidance he has ever done, noting that the majority of Berkshire's businesses are likely to have lower earnings in 2023 than the previous year due to the current climate. Despite this, Berkshire Hathaway reported a $35.5 billion profit for the first quarter of 2023, with its cash stockpile growing in the quarter under review. The jump in net profit was led by its insurance business and Apple stock gains. Buffett expects Berkshire's 2023 operating earnings to be better than last year, buoyed by the tailwind from the insurance segment and higher yields that should lead to higher investment income.
I give you those operating earnings figures just to give you an overview of what has happened since the pandemic started and off the year.
2. Bank crisis and decision-making. Given the recent banking failures, it was no surprise that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger faced a barrage of questions about the U.S. banking system. Buffett, in his usual straightforward style, summed up the challenge of a bank crisis by simply stating,
"In banking is very similar to what it's always been in banking, that fear is contagious, always."
But what caught everyone off guard was Buffett's rare move of directly criticizing the banking practices of the failed First Republic Bank, FRC. He called out their offering of non-government, guaranteed jumbo mortgages, highlighting how the world turned a blind eye until it all blew up. While Buffett expressed his belief that depositors at U.S. banks are safe even beyond the protection of the FDIC guarantee, he refrained from making any promises about the fate of regional bank shareholders. During the meeting, Buffett saw an opportunity to contrast the banking industry with Berkshire's insurance business. He explained that unlike bank deposits, the insurance business generates something called float, which comes from the premiums paid by policyholders. This float can be invested until insurance claims are made. But here's the catch. It can't be withdrawn and doesn't earn any interest. Buffett humorously described it as having a bank with no employees, no interest, and no ability to withdraw the money in a hurry. Berkshire's float has been steadily growing and currently stands at around $165 billion, with a year-to-date increase of approximately $1 billion. Despite his criticisms, Buffett made it clear that he still believes banks can be a perfectly good investment. In fact, Berkshire not only owns banks in its publicly traded stock portfolio, but also had plans to acquire more at one point. 3. AI and robotics. Buffett and Munger don't always agree, and AI is one of those topics.
If you went into BYD's factories in China, you would see robotics going in at an unbelievable rate. So we're going to see a lot more robotics in the world. I am personally skeptical of some of the hype that has gone into artificial intelligence. I think old-fashioned intelligence works pretty well.
Munger, being the skeptic that he is, didn't hold back his reservations about the AI hype. He highlighted the effectiveness of good old-fashioned intelligence and questioned the excessive excitement around AI. According to Munger, sometimes the tried-and-true methods work just fine, and he wasn't entirely convinced that AI would live up to all the grand expectations. Buffett, on the other hand, took a more balanced approach. He recognized the transformative power of AI and acknowledged its ability to accomplish various tasks. However, he didn't buy into the notion that AI would surpass human intelligence anytime soon. Buffett seems to be cautiously optimistic about the potential of AI, understanding its capabilities but also recognizing its limitations. When it comes to robotics, Munger expressed his awe at their rapid growth and admitted that robotics are expanding at an unbelievable rate. But he also voiced his skepticism about the hype surrounding them. Good old-fashioned intelligence still has its place and should not be overlooked amidst all the excitement. Buffett did have his concerns about the implications of AI and robotics. He mentioned that the ability of these technologies to perform all kinds of tasks made him a little worried. Once something is out there and capable of doing so much, there's no going back. We have more topics to cover. Watch until the end to hear Buffett's and Munger's surprising views about Elon Musk. Enjoying this video? Subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Now let's jump right back in. 4. The future of value investing. When asked about value investing in the current era of disruptive technology, Munger took a slightly more cautious stance. He acknowledged the growing competition in the value investing arena and advised investors to be prepared to make less money. In his direct manner, Munger simply said,
I think value investors are going to have a harder time now that there's so many of them competing for a diminished bunch of opportunities.
Buffett, as always, emphasized the golden rule of value investing, finding opportunities when others make foolish decisions. In his own candid style, he remarked,
things. And it's that. And I would say that, well, the 58 years we've been running Berkshire, I would say there's been a great increase in the number of people doing dumb things, and they do big dumb things, and the reason they do it to some extent is because they can get money from other people so much easier than when we started. So you could start 10 or 15 dumb insurance companies in the last 10 years, and you could become rich if you were adroit at it, whether the business succeeded or not, and the underwriters got paid, and the lawyers got paid, and that creates, if that's done on a large scale, which it couldn't be done 58 years ago, you couldn't get the money to do some of the dumb things that we wanted to do, fortunately. So
it's all about capitalizing on the mistakes made by others, and Buffett seemed particularly excited about the possibilities in today's market. He even quipped that he would love to be born today with limited funds and turn it into a substantial fortune. 5. Succession. When questioned about leadership succession, Warren Buffett, the esteemed CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, used the opportunity to reiterate his unwavering trust in Greg Abel as his chosen successor. Buffett stated,
Greg understands capital allocation as well as I do, and that's lucky for us. And he will make those decisions, I think, very much in the same framework as I would make them.
He made it clear that major decisions would rest with Greg Abel, with valuable input from Ajit Jain. Buffett expressed his strong belief that Greg Abel is the perfect candidate to take the helm. In fact, he even mentioned that Abel would occupy a position equivalent to his own, or possibly even better, as Abel excels in areas where Buffett may have his limitations. While Ajit Jain, currently the vice chairman of insurance operations, will lead the insurance division, Buffett emphasized that Greg Abel would have the final say in major decisions. Buffett also underscored the significance of Ajit Jain's counsel, stating that Jain would offer his best advice on the matter. Buffett believes the odds are extremely high that Greg Abel would follow Jain's opinion. 6. On Apple stake. When asked about Apple's stake being 35% and potentially in a dangerous zone, Buffett responded,
But Apple is not 35% of Berkshire's portfolio. Berkshire's portfolio includes the railroad, the energy business, Garanimals, you name it, See's Candy. They're all businesses. And, the good thing about Apple is that we can go up. They buy in their stock, and instead of owning 5.6%.
According to Buffett, the criteria for investing in Apple differed from those used for other businesses owned by Berkshire Hathaway, and he emphasized that Apple simply happened to be a better business than any they currently own. Buffett specifically highlighted the iPhone's exceptional status among consumers, recognizing it as an extraordinary product. The endorsement from such a renowned investor further solidifies the reputation of Apple and its flagship product, the iPhone. 7. Portfolio diversification. Munger made an interesting remark by stating that sometimes portfolio diversification can actually lead to diversification.
It's not that easy to have a vast plethora of good opportunities that are easily identified. And if you've only got 3, I'd rather be in my best ideas instead of my worst. And now, some people can't tell their best ideas from their worst, and in the act of deciding that an investment already is good, they get to thinking it's better than it is. I think we make fewer mistakes like that than other people, and that is a blessing to us. We're not so smart, but we kind of know where the edge of our smartness is. That is a very important part of practical intelligence.
He expressed his disagreement with the prevalent notion in modern university education that insists on a vast diversification strategy when investing in common stocks. He labeled this idea as insane, highlighting the challenge of finding a vast array of high-quality investment opportunities that are easily identifiable. Munger instead stressed the importance of focusing on a smaller number of exceptional investment ideas rather than diluting the portfolio with weaker ones. Munger's perspective on portfolio diversification encourages investors to be discerning and selective rather than blindly following a more is better approach. He suggests that rather than aiming for a vast number of investments, it is more beneficial to concentrate on a few well-researched and high-quality opportunities. 8. On Elon Musk. When asked about his previous statement regarding Elon Musk's self-perception, Charlie Munger confirmed his view, stating,
Well, yes, I think Elon Musk overestimates himself, but he is very talented. So he's overestimating somebody who doesn't need to overestimate to be very talented.
Munger further added that Elon Musk's remarkable achievements in life would not have been possible if he hadn't pursued his unreasonably extreme objectives. Warren Buffett also chimed in on the topic, emphasizing that he and Munger have no desire to engage in competition with Musk, specifically addressing his roles at Tesla and Twitter.
And Elon he's a brilliant guy, and I would say that, he might score over 170, but he, he dreams about things, and his dreams have got a foundation.
He would not have achieved what he has in life if he hadn't tried for unreasonably extreme objectives. He likes taking on the impossible job and doing it. We're different. Warren and I are looking for the easy job that we can identify.
Yeah. If we can do it playing tic-tac-toe, we'll do it,
Munger elaborated by saying that Musk takes on seemingly impossible tasks, while he and Buffett prefer to focus on more manageable endeavors. Both Buffett and Munger attributed Elon Musk's success to his willingness to embrace and conquer seemingly impossible challenges. We hope you found this recap both informative and inspiring. We'd love to see you subscribe and comment below to support our channel.